30-minute delay. Aloha, guys. Welcome back to my channel. Mermaid Nina here. We are so sorry. We are 38 minutes behind, but it is YouTube's fault. They have been down, and we have been here chatting with each other, trying to go live for 38 minutes. But we are live now.
Wait, we weren't live those 38 minutes?
Oh, no.
That was gold.
That's it. We're just giving up.
It was such good information.
We'll see you later, guys.
So as usual, I'm here with Nick from Who Dat Travel. And if you guys saw last week's live, Nick and I are going back to basics. We are going back to the way it all back to the way it all began. Nick and I are travel channels, and we are here to discuss Disney World. But more importantly, we want to help you guys out plan your trips because Disney has changed. So Nick, do you want to get us started there?
Sure. What's up, everybody? It's Nick from Who Dat Travel. Now, as Nina was saying, we have gone through a bunch of our debates and whatnot, but really we wanted to get back to our basics, and that's travel. Now, with Disney World open back up, both Nina and I have been there multiple times, and we have to travel. But somebody, her right there, Bridget, she's local. So she's able to give a little bit of a different view of things in the fact that, you know, if she can get a reservation, she can just go. Whereas Nina and I both live in the Midwest, so we have to take some flights. We've got to pack differently. We have a lot to do and not just get in our car and go. I'm saying that out of jealousy, pure jealousy.
Pure jealousy.
Because I'd love to be able to do that. So we are going to be talking about that. So, but as I said, both Nina and I have been multiple times. I was there opening week, and I was there for my birthday week, which for those of you who haven't been following, that is right around Halloween. And Mermaid Nina was there in August, wasn't it?
Yeah, I went a few weeks after you. And then I just got back a few days before you.
Yep. So both of us have been there, and both of us have seen a lot of changes, not only in our travel to Orlando, but also just, you know, what's going on in Orlando, the hotels. I normally stay off site where Nina always stays on site for Disney. So she actually just got back. Her last trip was what, 4 different resorts?
Let's see, I did Disney and Universal and stayed at 4 different resorts, did all 6 parks, and did both downtown districts. So
she's got a lot of information there. I stay off-site a lot, so I've got a little bit different of, you know, car rentals and that kind of stuff. So, and then Bridget has already got to see the Christmas stuff. Jealous, so jealous. Oh, I even had, oh, come on. That's just.
I forgot to put on my ears.
All right, Nina.
I don't know where my ears are still in my bag.
Close down her tab. Come on, that's just ridiculous.
Just get rid of her.
Man. Yeah,
my
just
ears
get
are
her out of here. So, and actually, we got some questions rolling in already, which is fantastic.
Woo! Hold on. Oh, is this the one? Hi,
yeah,
Nina. I have 3 questions. Is it easy to use mobile order, and how are the buses handling ECV, and are the bus times reliable? By bus, I'm assuming you mean resort bus, right? Okay, so
Mike, let us know if you're talking about the resort buses or not.
Yeah, I'm assuming you are, because I'm not. I'm assuming you are, Mike. So I got to make sure I don't forget this. So mobile order. Nick, did you mobile order? Because I did.
Always.
Okay. Yes, to Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom. Okay, perfect. So mobile order is very easy, especially if you have good Wi-Fi. It's very simple. You scan the barcode up at the restaurant, or sometimes you can do it ahead on your phone. You scroll through what items you want, you click the item, and when you're ready to eat, you actually can click a button that says, I am here, I'm ready to eat. They serve it up and get it ready for you, and will notify you exactly when your food is ready. So if you've seen my most recent video at Hollywood Studios, I actually show you kind of the screenshots of that process over at Docking Bay. So do you have anything to add to that, guys?
I absolutely do. Bridget, you want to go first?
Sure. So my biggest tip is you don't actually have to be at the restaurant when you hit I'm here, prepare my order. What I like to do, especially in the Magic Kingdom, is if I know I'm going to get food, I order my food as I'm walking down Main Street towards Pecos Bill, let's say, and I hit I'm here, start my order, and the time it takes me to get there. Normally by the time I walk up to the restaurant, I get my thing saying, hey, go to Bay 7 to pick up your food. And I walk right in and get my food. That way I'm not having to stand out. A lot of the restaurants don't have covers out front of the, like, where you might stand to social distance
protection,
away.
yeah.
Yes.
So to stay out of the sun, you're constantly moving to get there. So you're not just standing in one spot.
I did not try that. All the times we mobile ordered, we were at the restaurant. So that's good to know.
I always do that as well. My biggest thing is when we were there over Halloween, we had, and we try to eat off times. For those of you who haven't watched my channel, I have a little man. I have a 16-month-old. He'll be 17-month-old tomorrow. That he's been 5 times to Disney and 1 time to Disneyland, and that included a pandemic. So we even though we travel, we go a lot, even though we're from the Midwest. But we try to give him snacks and whatnot so we can eat on off times. Now we ate at Pinocchio's. I don't remember.
Village House.
Thank you, Village House. We ate there, and it was a half hour. The closest time, I think we were ordering at like 1:20. The closest time to pick up was 1:50. So even eating off times, you still kind of have to plan a little bit on your meals there. When we got there, I had done the whole trick. I think we were coming from Space Mountain, and I hit, we're here. I still waited in line for another, I think, 20 minutes past that 1:50 time. So it is working. That was my worst experience with it. Other than that, for the most part, it's maybe 5 minutes from the time you hit I'm here to the time you get your food. But yeah, you don't have to be there. And I prefer to not be in front of the restaurant and just order your food ahead of time. And through my Disney experience, it's really easy to do after you do it your first time. You can do it anywhere in the world. You can start trying to order food, just don't buy it. So you can practice ahead of time.
One other thing is you can actually schedule what time you want to pick it up. So let's say it's 2:00, but you're not going to be hungry till 3:30. You can actually hit, like, if the time is 3:30 to 4:00, you can hit that 3:30 to 4:00 at 2:00 and schedule your food. Also, you can use Disney gift cards there if you don't want to put a credit card or a debit card in your account.
How would you do that? You wait till you get to the register?
No, you can do it from your phone. It gives you an option. I think you just scan the barcode on the back of your Disney gift card, and it puts it in. I don't think it saves it because I've never had it save in there, but you can, you would have to rescan it every time. But I always try to use the, I don't have one with me, but the gift cards that are on the wristbands.
Oh, for food and wine.
Yeah. So if it's right for me, it's just
right.
Yeah, I would say those, with the way that they've ran the My Disney app, it's usually very quick to be able to do that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's an easy process. It's very self-explanatory. I just, for our trip, we didn't do it in advance because half of the time we didn't know what we were doing or where we were eating. So we waited till we got there in the moment because I was with someone who wasn't part of my family. If I was there with my kids, I'd be like, oh yeah, you're eating by noon for sure. But yeah, it's easy to do either way. But as they said, if you're going during a popular time, even just eating time or say over Christmas, you might want to consider ordering ahead of time. You're very welcome, Mike. We're going to get to the rest of your questions as well. So it's very easy to do. Disney Wi-Fi is hit or miss. At least that's my experience. Sometimes it works really well. But like if you're trying to get a Rise the Resistance boarding group, they do suggest that you turn it off and use your cell service.
Ooh, but I will disagree with that fully. The reason
go for it.
I'm an IT guy. My real life job is IT. The people, and I've talked to people there in their IT, their Wi-Fi is able to handle the amount of people that are there. So, but this was before the Rise of the Resistance part, where now you can do it at your hotel. So when you were in, or your home, as long as you have a parked reservation for that day, you can do it at 7 a.m. now. So this is a little bit different. So as long as you have service, cellular towers also have an amount of people that they can handle at any given time. So you're actually battling potentially more people on those same towers with, say, T-Mobile or AT&T. You're battling those people for that tower as well. So load balancing wise and load testing wise, the Disney Wi-Fi is actually usually better. I actually ended up I tried it for my first time I ever did it was back in December of last year. I ended up with like 97 on my cellular service. The next day I did it and got, I think it was like 17 on the Wi-Fi. So, and I did it the exact same way at the exact same time. So I found that I had better luck on their Wi-Fi. But because all of that has changed now.
Right. And you can also take your phone off the Wi-Fi and see the bar situation.
Yeah.
Like I'm Verizon Wireless, so I have really good service. So for me, it's.
Yeah, I can't remember what I used, but I just know the last time I went to get a Rise, I got one, and I was like, what did I do?
You won what we refer to as the lottery.
Literally.
Score. Okay, but so hopefully we're helping you out there, Mike. To get to your second question, the buses handle any sort of wheeled device very well, whether it's a wheelchair or a scooter. The only issue that I've noticed is if you are with a family of scooters, so say mom, dad, grandma, aunt, and uncle, you've got more than one scooter, they can only handle, I think, up to 2 per bus. So if you have a family of scooters going, often they have to put you on different buses. So that's the only issue I have really seen. Otherwise, they do usually give priority to the person in the scooter. They want to put that person and their family on the bus first, and then they board everyone else. So again, the only issue I have noticed is if you are more than 1 or 2 scooters. As far as bus times are reliable, if you've seen my tips and tricks video, you will know that certain resorts are really bad at busing. Therefore, I do suggest you call an Uber, which is hard to do with a scooter. So it's really hit or miss. I will say that when I just got back, many of the signs where they should say Magic Kingdom bus, 15 minutes, Animal Kingdom bus, 10 minutes, a lot of times it didn't even say anything, or they were off by a good 5 or 10 minutes. If you've seen my Animal Kingdom video, you will notice I waited 45 minutes for my bus before it even came. So let's see what you're saying. Watching video today about. What resort are you staying at, Mike? Because I really think the resort matters. In my personal opinion, as a travel agent, certain resorts are just better at busing than others. But I will say the video I haven't posted yet because I haven't edited it, Magic Kingdom, we did that next. We just happened upon the bus right there at opening. So sometimes you just kind of yacht club. You don't have as many issues at Yacht Club as I was at a moderate. I was at Caribbean Beach. Tends to have more issues. Yacht Club, I have never had an issue. That's where I usually stay.
Well, with Caribbean Beach too, aren't they reducing the amount of buses because of the Skyliner?
Only to Hollywood and Epcot. So if you're staying at Caribbean Beach, you can only Skyliner,
Okay.
Hollywood, and Epcot, and you would still bus to the other two. But Yacht Club, I've never had an issue because it's a deluxe.
Now, Nina, you said the boards that normally have the time sometimes wouldn't even show them. I know last time I stayed on property, they had it on the app as well. Was it on the app?
I didn't really look because I was filming.
Fair.
It's hard to multitask.
Yeah.
I usually rely on what everyone else is looking at, which is the signs. But yeah, you can always check your app. But yeah, I've consistently had better busing at deluxes, especially Yacht Club. I do have a few Yacht Club videos up as well, Mike, because I stayed there last December. So hopefully that helped you out, Mike. Let us know if you have any more questions that we can help you out with. Do you guys have any? Because Nick, you don't really stay on property, so you don't really have.
No, I'm an off-property person for the most part. So
Yeah.
And I stay there when I'm going to grand openings and I don't want to drive from my house at 2 a.m.
I'm exclusively.
let's see, if I left at 2 a.m, I would get there at. Yeah, we're not like.
Let's just say when I went to Galaxy's Edge for the grand opening, they weren't saying Bright Suns. They were saying the nighttime one, whatever that is. I can't remember.
Oh, I don't remember.
It's still dark out. It was 5 a.m. and we're walking through Galaxy's Edge, which is beautiful.
And
Rising Moons?
Rising Moon.
Yeah, they were like rising moons, everyone. We were like, this is weird.
So, yeah, I forget what we were talking about. But anyway, this live and going forward will all be about planning your Disney vacation. So please hit us up every week with your questions. Oh, dear. Let's read this one.
Now, this one I can handle very well.
Go for it, Nick.
Now, for me, driving is, I always drive because I stay off of property. I also, on my channel, as I told you guys, I've got a little one. So buses aren't always fantastic for me. And my wife, who was just named the wife on my channel, I know, it's their original names, Little Man and the Wife.
Hey, I've got the boyfriend, so.
Well, there we go. So, but for me, you get very close without having to pay the premium, the preferred parking. I think even on Halloween, the longest walk I had was maybe a 10-minute walk. It wasn't that bad. So if you are really trying to get there at a specific time for a rope drop, to me, driving is very easy to do. We got 2 comments though, so we're gonna go. Bridget, Bridget.
One thing to note: the trams aren't running from the bus from the parking lot. So if you have someone who may not be able to walk a long distance and you don't have a wheelchair or some sort of mobility device for them, it might be a little bit easier to take a bus. And just leave that little bit of extra time because the buses do get you pretty close. But yeah. Nina. Nina.
So I know that they are holding Ubers back and not letting them in the parking garage or even the parking area to drop off people till a certain time. Did you not have this problem?
And minivans no longer exist.
What?
That's
minivans no longer exist.
No, Uber. So I'm asking.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying with Lyft, they used to have the minivans, and
right.
they
You can still call an Uber, which is what we did. It's in my video. But as a driver of a person who's a guest who's actually driving for themselves, were you held off at all, or did you get to drive through as well? Did you try to do rope drop, Nick?
Yeah, we've tried to do rope drop, and we were able to, as soon as they opened the parking lot, you were able to go in.
So there's still
usually those
people off at the parking lot.
Yeah, but they're open, I think, about an hour.
They're an hour before.
Yeah. So, but there's no reason to get there. And I mean, yes, I get trying to do rope drop, trying to get to your favorite rides, especially with the lines getting longer. So that's good, but there's no need, especially for like Rise of Resistance, there's no need to be there at 4 a.m. or whatever anymore.
No, but in the video that I just dropped, Hollywood opens at 10.
Mm-hmm.
I am there by 8:50, and I'm in the park by 9:05, and I ride 2 rides before the park even opens at 10. So if they're holding cars back, those cars would have been farther behind me, who was able to successfully get in line at 8:50.
Yeah.
So it's a draw.
Yeah. Friday at the Magic Kingdom, they made me loop around. I got there at like 7:45, and they were like, nope, we're not parking anyone. And where you would normally, you could either go to the left towards the gas station or go towards the right towards the parking lot. They forced you to go to the left and loop back around closer to 8.
The issue with the driving is always changing, because I am a 100% busser, except when I'm staying at a resort that has poor busing, in which case we Uber. But there's pluses and minuses of each. I'm not sure
Absolutely.
there's one better than the other. I know I would be frustrated waiting in line for a bus, as I would equally be frustrated stuck in an Uber or my own car behind mounds of other cars because they haven't opened the parking area yet. So it's almost, in some cases, kind of pick your poison, so to speak. I mean, right?
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. Now, the hotels that I stay at, generally, I stay at the Holiday Inn chain because the wife has a buku amount of points and status with them because of traveling for work. So we stay at the Holiday Inn at Disney Springs, which starting November 1st, their buses were going. But you're also in line with a bunch of other buses or a bunch of other resorts. So for us, we drive, but as an annual pass holder, parking is free.
And don't those buses, at least at Magic Kingdom, drop off at a different portion than where the buses for actual Disney resorts drop off?
I believe so, but I never use them, so I can't 100% say that.
Only Disney resort buses are allowed to use Disney resort bus lanes, and they are the only ones allowed to drop you off at the resort bus circle. So for Magic Kingdom, they're dropping you off right in front
at the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah,
Magic Kingdom.
Other ones drop off at the TTC, if I'm correct.
Right, but if you're smart enough, you would say Uber to the Contemporary and just walk over. No one's going to hold you back. So, yeah. All right. So Mike asked, is it allowed if you purchase Disney shirts from Etsy and wear them to the park? Absolutely, as long as they're not,
offensive.
Right. Not nice wording, which doesn't sound like Mike is interested in not nice wording.
Mike, I wore this 2 days ago and it was fine.
Yeah.
To be honest, my wife makes a ton of shirts. All of that we wore were actually made, and she has an Etsy store. So,
and a lot of the cast members will compliment you on them.
Oh, absolutely.
I need your wife's Etsy store because I want her to make me a teddy bear.
Ah, yes, you've seen the teddy bears. Yes.
Cute. I'm glad our stuff is insightful. But yeah, it is kind of like a weird thing. So I just got back, like I said last week, I went with a coworker. So we're both experts in what we do. We took each day by day. So depending on the resort, whatever we were feeling, we would either Uber, Skyliner, or drive. It's kind of hard to play the game ahead of time unless you don't mind rolling the dice, because in some cases the bus is better, in some cases driving might be better, in some cases the Skyliner could be working. I mean, who really knows? Also, time of year factors greatly.
And park reservations.
Yes. So with everything very kind of weird and up in the air, thanks to everything going on, all this information is just going to keep changing. So depending on when your trip is, you might want to keep watching, because your questions might evolve into different questions and different answers as all this progresses on.
Now, and to let everybody know, as we've said, Bridget is local, so she has some availability of going a little more frequently. And then Nina and I are both have been there multiple times, but we are also headed back in December for both of us. So
I have to fly.
Yeah, both of us have to fly. So
and your forearms.
and am my arms tired. Yeah. And then I actually may be living down in Florida for a month here in an RV, but the RV is being fixed currently. So, hey, that's a whole nother YouTube channel availability there. So,
this is from Will.
Yes,
Will. Yes. Bridget wants to answer that. I can just tell. It's on her face.
One moment, please. For example.
Should we sing or?
I think she's showing you proof.
Yeah. If I can pull it up.
I tell my clients this all the time. So in case you guys don't know, I am a travel agent. So when my clients want to book a trip, this is a very big conversation we have, because as soon as we book the trip, we have to score those park pass reservations.
I'll just say this. I tried to the other day. Guess what? Couldn't.
To my recollection, right now, Hollywood Studios is for pass holders.
There we go.
That's Hollywood Studios for pass holders.
Yep. And then December, if I remember right, was completely booked.
They opened it up today.
Oh, did they open some more? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Disney for people staying on property. So, and that's another thing too, which I'm sure Will knows, but they have different availability for APs, for people staying on property. And what's the third category?
Regular day pass.
Just ticket people. So, and then the availability can change based on who the heck knows. Disney is running the game. So we don't know what they're going to do when. They are at a certain capacity. Again, they gave us a number of what that was, but now.
One thing to note also, and Nina, you can tell me if I'm right on.
I know.
Sorry.
We got you.
Let me try that again. If I'm right or not about this. There we go.
Yeah, shoot.
If you are an annual pass holder and you're staying on property, you will go under the Disney Resort guest instead of the annual pass holder.
Yes, that is correct.
Yes, because I am both.
Yep.
I'm a resort guest who's also an AP.
The hotel that I stay at is considered on property as well, even though it is a Holiday Inn. And so I'm able to book under being
it's like a good neighbor resort, right?
What's that?
It's considered like a good neighbor resort.
This one's not even a good neighbor. This is actually, because it's in Disney Springs, it's considered on property. Like they
have good neighbors, and then they have the Disney Springs resorts.
Yeah. So
that's right. It changed.
And they
I was at a good neighbor in, I don't remember which one, what trip it was, but you got a pat on the back for being a good neighbor. That was it. Whereas the Disney Springs one, back when they were doing you could get package delivery, you could get extra magic hours, you could get everything
they're not doing now.
Yeah, everything they're not doing now. So the only real benefit for it now is the fact that we can book a week straight, whereas an AP normally only gets 3 days. I can book my whole week. So that is and you also get the availability of being, on property. So that's nice for us. If my wife wasn't with the Holiday Inn stuff, I would absolutely do the Nina way and be at a budget resort. But
deluxe.
Okay, well, I would do deluxe, but I like going a lot. And the budget, gets.
And I don't.
Fair enough.
The only
you get some benefits that I don't. So. But for us, we like doing that just because we have points out the wazoo.
One thing to note for annual pass holders who may be watching this, whether now or on replay, the 3 days you can book. So let's say today is your first day. not until once you use that, you can't. It's not like Fast Pass where you used to be able to tap in and get another one. You have to wait for the park to close before you can book your next third one. So for me, I had a park reservation today. I'd have to wait until 8 o'clock when the park closed to make my another third one.
Your fourth.
Yes.
We're going 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
4. And me, as I'm staying on property, I could be on property for 8 nights, but then also book 3 additional. Or like me, I have 4 trips booked and I've got all my park passes for all of them all the way into 2021. And
they changed that because in July you were not able to do that because I had one in July and I had one in October and December, and I could only do one stay, even though I was at the Disney Springs Holiday Inn.
Oh, believe me, we were complaining city and emailing.
Oh yeah, that was. I'm glad they changed it. I'll just put it that way because I'm sitting here going, but wait a minute. So
I just think about the people who come down with like their RVs or their campers who are down here for months, and they're like, "What?"
Well, and I'm planning on doing that. Well, it was going to be in January, probably could be February now. That I'm going to come down for a month, but I'm going to have to do the 3 days at a time. So
poor baby.
I know.
Welcome to my life.
Exactly. So, well, I live in the Midwest and I live in a snow belt. I can't wait to live your life.
Honey, it's 88 degrees right now.
That's too hot for me.
It's, let's see.
31.
It's 39 degrees here.
It's 31 here.
That's so lovely.
We should be basically in Canada. I mean, just
A.
Wait, it's updating. It's still 39. Okay.
Just also remember, I'm also in the middle of a hurricane right now. So
that is one thing. The hurricanes that hit the Midwest, very tame.
I think those are called tornadoes, right?
Yeah, basically.
Oh.
No, those aren't nice though.
No, we haven't gotten one of those in a while.
But getting back to Disney.
Yeah. So why don't we talk? So we talked a little bit about dining. We talked a little bit about busing. Nick, you had mentioned something earlier about the monorail.
So the monorail. We went in, as I told you guys, everybody knows by now, we went opening week. We were there opening day. And the monorail was fantastic in the fact that it was one party basically per unit. Now they did do a dividing. On our last trip, it was one party per bench. They were trying to get some more people through. So each bench. And I will say that people aren't always cognizant of their surroundings. Yeah, weird, I know. And I had a family that they were sitting there and taking pictures. Bridget, we'll get to you in just a moment.
I don't forget.
Fair enough. So we had people like hanging on the bars, like taking pictures. And I'm standing there with a stroller trying to get on the monorail. And these people like still taking their pictures and then went and sat on the bench that was going to be for us. And I'm just kind of like, no, get with your family. So they finally figured out what they should properly do. And we, sat there and did our things. So the monorail still felt very safe and whatnot, but they are trying to get more people. But our wait was also less than 5 minutes. And it was an hour after rope drop. So generally when things are starting to pick up. So that was my experience with the monorail differences. It's still running very fast. I think I'm running even I think we left a half hour before close one of the nights, and we waited less than 10 minutes to get on the monorail. I mean, it's very, very short. We normally leave a little bit earlier just because I do have a little one and I don't want him screaming bloody murder because he's tired. So
why the heck were you on the monorail?
Coming from the ticketing center. So because I drive, I have to. Your parking is at the ticketing center, so we use the monorail. So
I thought they took that down, so that's interesting.
no, to Epcot you cannot get, but you can get to Magic Kingdom.
Right, I knew that. I thought they got rid of it at ticket, so that they didn't have a flood of people. Because if they just left it to the Contemporary and the Grand Floridian Resort guests, it would be way less people.
No, they still
That's
have the
That's
separate.
the resort one.
Yeah,
Right.
they still have a separate resort one that goes to them.
So they didn't combine the resort with the ticket, so they're still
Nope.
doing the Epcot line. They're just not going to Epcot.
Correct. Well,
No,
no.
there's
No,
3 lines technically.
That's right.
Yeah, there's technically 3 lines.
Okay.
So the resort one is still going, which is still, it still goes to the ticketing center, and occasionally I've ridden that one and is way shorter and it's air conditioned. So I would get on that one and go to the ticketing center that way, even though you sit and you wait at each
resort.
resort.
For Polynesian right now.
Yeah,
Except
Polly
for
is closed. Yeah. So yeah, I've done it that way. I haven't the last 2 times during reopen. We haven't done that just because it has been fantastically easy to get back on to go over to the parking lot or the ticketing center. So
Nice.
but
What's up,
all right,
Richard?
we'll go to you so you can put your hand down.
Depending on how busy it is, they may still seat you 1 family per cabin. But if it's after park close or right before park open, it'll be 2 parties per cabin, depending on how many people are in your party. If you have a party of 5, they'll probably seat you in 1 cabin by yourself.
Yeah, and we're a party of 3, and that only happened to us once out of we went to Magic Kingdom 2 days, so that only really happened to us once. But it's something that was definitely different because the opening week they didn't. It was 1 family per, and even if you were a party of 1, you still got your whole area on the monorail.
I had a different experience, Nick.
Oh, did you? Okay.
On the reopening, we took the we took the bus there, and we took the monorail back. And the monorail, I shared a cabin on the AP preview day.
Huh. Well, because I'm curious, because I'm staying at the Grand at holiday time.
Ooh,
So
jealous.
I will see. Stay tuned.
My question is, are they going to pump in smells of gingerbread because the gingerbread house isn't there?
I better be smelling something, because between no gingerbread house and no orchestra, I am kind of like, why am I staying at the Grand? Because that was
because it's still the Grand Floridian and it's beautiful.
What?
Because it's still the Grand Floridian and it's beautiful.
I meant specifically at Christmas time. We specifically chose the Grand for this trip because it was Christmas, just like we specifically chose Animal Kingdom Lodge for our summer trip.
Now, my question, because they did, and I heard this, that they made or started making all of the dough for the gingerbread. What did they do with all of it?
So I heard through the grapevine from someone who talked to a chef who knows what they're talking about. They will still be selling the shingles.
Ah, all right.
No house, but they still will be selling those shingles. So
fair enough.
We will see. But I wanted to mention real quick for people who might not be aware. So in my videos, and I'm sure Nick's as well, I purposely show ride vehicles when you get on and off the ride, because I wanted you to see how many people they're actually putting on each ride vehicle, whether it's 1 family or 2 family with rows apart. Starting the week Nick and I were there, they were installing plexiglass dividers in ride vehicles to load more families, to reduce lines. So when you guys go thus forward, you may notice these plexiglass dividers that were not in our videos because they just started installing them. So Frozen was down for 3 or 4 days, and now Frozen's ride vehicles all have these plexiglass dividers so that they can load 1 family per row as opposed to 2 families per boat.
Yep. And that's one of the reasons that, the wait times have gone up. Have more people been going? Yes, absolutely. I was there opening week. It was a ghost town. It was eerie. I have pictures of little man standing in front of the Friends statue with literally no one around him.
With no other friends?
I have a
no
photo.
other friends at all. And
I have a similar photo in front of the Millennium Falcon. Weird.
Yeah, I cherish those photos because I will most likely never be able to get them again.
Unless they're an after hours event.
Yeah, exactly. But this was middle of the day.
Oh. Will, I want both. I miss park hopping, but I also enjoy the park reservation system because if that's Disney's way of reducing capacity, I want both. I want reduced capacity and my ability to hop.
I'd even like it if they did it where you could schedule the amount of hours you wanted in the park.
And I think they are going to, because if you look at you have an hours area in that. I think it's there, but I don't think they are IT wise. I don't think they're willing to pull that trigger yet. That's just as an IT geek, that's my guess. It is a logistics.
If you're staying at Hollywood Studio, if you're at Hollywood Studios for the morning, and you know you are only there to ride Rise of the Resistance and Mickey and Minnie, and you've got your boarding group, and you're done by 2, you know you can just walk to Epcot. So having the ability to say, I want Hollywood in the morning and Epcot, say 3 p.m. and further.
I agree fully. And, our lips to Disney CEO's ears. I mean, the main mouse himself. Let's hope.
Josh and Bob, listen up.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure he is watching right now.
He's totally watching. He's my bestie.
Jeff was in the park today.
Oh, was he?
For Veterans Day.
Oh, right. Happy Veterans, by the way, everyone.
Yes, happy Veterans Day to everyone.
Thank you for your services.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that's a question. Okay, how about this, guys? We're going to do a poll. What do you prefer to come back? Fast passes, hoppers, or the meal plan?
Oh.
Hoppers.
I think hopper for me as well.
See, and that's interesting because I agree as well. I love all 3 of those things. I actually would prefer the Max Pass over Fast Pass.
To be honest, I would love if they went the Disneyland style. The old paper ticket, I loved them, which you also do it on your phone now. Right. But the fact that I didn't have to plan, because we went to Disneyland right before the pandemic hit, like 2 weeks before it hit, actually, we were there. Or before the
I was supposed to be there in a month.
Oh. So we got to experience that. And the fact that I could, you can't have it all. Mm-hmm. The fact that we could, now we bought the Max Pass, and I get it, that it gets a little expensive because it's a pay for play style. But the fact that you got Photo Pass with that made it worth it for us. Now, granted, we were only there one day, though. So,
yeah, I'm there for 6. It gets really pricey with the Max Pass at $15 a person.
A day.
A day.
Yeah, that and that was the thing. Is for one day, it's not that bad. But as you get a longer vacation or stay there, yeah, that absolutely gets pricey quick. But I found that I could get rides that I wanted easier than I could at Disney World. Now, granted, it's a smaller park. You're 42 square miles at Disney World, and if I remember right, you're less than you're just over a mile square at the other parks. So
I'm not sure. All I know is when you're planning for a family with various opinions, it's extremely convenient to be on, say, Jungle Cruise, and it's time for you to make another Max Pass, and you guys can literally discuss, Okay, well, Indiana Jones we can do. We can do Speed Race. We can do Cars Land or whatever, and you can like discuss it as Disney World style. I'm up trying to figure it out real quick for everyone else. So the nice thing about Max Pass is I feel like it gets the family more involved in the moment. And like you said, it does feel like you can get more done.
Yeah, I absolutely felt that.
And I remember paper fast passes, but I also remember the parks before fast passes existed at all.
I do remember that as well.
And so I remember people being really grumpy about paper fast passes when they came back. And why do I have to be here to get these stupid passes to let everyone else cut the line? And fast passes
people now. What do you think now?
Don't get me started on that. But I mean, fast passes do make the lines a little bit longer. However, it's still not, they're still not at the lengths that they were pre-COVID, which is why I'm okay with having a park hopper, but not having fast pass.
And my wife, for her job as an engineer, we actually did some time trials and some error, how far off their times are.
Oh, we did this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we did. We timed all of our rides, and I'll have a very scientific video probably after my next one, because she's doing all of the math and the error rate and whatnot, if they're plus or minus 5 minutes of their time. So we're going through all of that for all of you geeks out there. It's for a Six Sigma black belt. So if you guys have heard about that or know about that, that's what we're actually doing a dive into the timing of their of Disney. So, but their times aren't always right.
No.
I mean, I posted it in my, it's in my videos. I actually show you the wait times as posted. And then I actually go on the ride and I tell you it was posted at 50, but we got in at 15.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it's different rides, different times of day, different days of the week.
Oh, and every ride is different. We had, we were getting on Figment, and we watched I'm going to guess he was probably 7 years old boy decide to run to an empty ride vehicle, and they had to hit the stop all button.
Oh, you sent me a picture of this, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Figment does not like to be restarted. They had to call in engineers to get it restarted.
Yep.
Question. You can't.
No.
Usually, and those times, those 40s and 50s and 60 minutes, usually have a little bit of that cleaning time built in. They know how long it takes, and those ride vehicles are being done every 2 hours, for depending on where they are. But those full spray downs like Haunted Mansion, those 40, 50, 60 minute, they're generally built in. Yeah. And the fact that you're just going to kind of sit there and not move in line, but you're going to look at your timing will still be, close to that, if not under.
Yeah.
We were on Toy Story Mania, and I noticed the cast member flipped the sign to 50 minutes. And I think they only flipped it because we were at a certain point away from the ride, where maybe that's always the 50-minute ride point placement. So we got on when it said 50 minutes at the so-called spot that's 50 minutes, but we were riding within 15. It was literally walk on. So it also kind of depends on how fast you notice the line moving, or if people are constantly moving, you got to wonder, is that really a 50-minute line?
That's some of the research that we were doing.
Yeah.
Another thing to consider is how many people in those lines are families. So Nina mentioned, for example, Frozen Ever After. If you have a family of 6 in line, that might take up a lot of space in line, but they're going to take up one boat versus 3 families of 2, which might take up 2.5 boats.
Yep.
Well, not now with the new plexiglass.
Well, yeah, with the new
No,
boats, yeah,
right.
they'll be able to actually get on. And Disney has done a lot of changes to how they're doing things with the lines. The lines look unbelievably long.
Oh, they look awful.
But people generally do very, very well, at least in my experience, with, for the most part, staying there 6 feet away. Now you will get the people that you think they're trying to join your family. I've had many of them. I've had many kids that all of a sudden I have more kids and I only have one. So it's just like, when did I get two girls? Weird. You will have those, but overall, I've noticed people are actually almost overly cautious and will skip one of your line, one of your 6 foot markers. They'll skip them. So the line, yeah, we do it too. If if somebody's halfway into my 6 feet, nope, I'll leave 9 feet then. I know, I'm
also the person that'll give dirty looks to people who run up on me.
Oh, well, see, the problem is with my mask and I have big aviator glasses, you miss half of my dirty looks. So, yeah.
You hit me in the line.
It's in the eyes. See, I'm in a full mask with sunglasses. You can't see nothing.
Yeah, exactly. You can't see anything. So, yeah, my dirty looks are just.
Honestly, I've only had a handful of times with people running up on me. And normally,
overall, it's actually fantastic. In line, walking around Main Street, I am bumped into far less than I used to be.
I haven't been hit by a stroller yet.
Or a scooter.
Next time we're down there, I'll aim for you. Don't worry about it.
Where's Bridget?
Yeah, where's Bridget? And that's the thing. I don't think I've hit anybody. I really want to get a little blackboard for the side of it and have little stick figures. So how many I've hit this trip. Kind of like the airplanes used to with how many zeros they hit or they blew out of the sky. I'm just going to take little stick figures. But no, it's honestly people for the most part, and I'm talking general because obviously you're always going to have outliers, are much more aware of what they're where they're walking, where they're stopping in the middle of things. Not so much. It's still bad. Yeah, it's horrible. It's like, if you're gonna stop, move to the side. This is
also with cavalcades. If there's a cavalcade coming, people will run up.
Yes.
Those markers, people don't pay attention to them.
6 feet is gone with a cavalcade. But the nice thing is the cavalcade is only about a minute long at least.
And
so
it's still better than a parade.
Oh, I will take the cavalcades any day of the week, and I pray that they stay and they get rid of the parades. I know that may be an unpopular opinion to some, but unsub, dislike, unsub. The cavalcades, for those of you who haven't experienced them yet, have a much, much, much more personal feel. I will have princesses and any of the characters point at my little guy and wave at him and blow him kisses or heart. We walked up to, now granted it's not a cavalcade, but they had all of the cavalcade characters from the Boo to You one with Mickey and Donald, or not, but Mickey and Minnie, Pluto, I think. Donald on it. And the dancers for the Boo to You, they were up on the train station and they were talking to my little man who was dressed as Hey Hey. And we want the bird. It was fantastic. And of course, I'm dressed as Maui, and I told everybody that he was my boat snack. They couldn't have him. But the interaction is amazing. I'm getting chills talking about it. So,
and not just for kids.
No, yeah, not just for kids. I mean, I
was there opening day for Christmas. I had my plaid mini ears on, a plaid mask. I had a shirt that said Holiday State of Mind on, and Mickey pointed me out in the crowd, pointed to his vest, pointed to my ears and my shirt, and he goes like this. He's doing sign language up on the train station, the I love you sign language. Incredible.
I don't get me wrong. I miss the character interactions where you could meet them and my little man could hug them and that kind of stuff. I miss those. Don't get me wrong. But the way that they have done character interactions, I think has been fantastic. I hope that some of this stays, even if everything goes back to normal. The fact that I see more characters now than I ever did pre-pandemic. Yes, Nina.
Well, especially characters like, say, Jack and Sally, or
Yeah.
even the Grave Diggers. You would have had to purchase the $100 per person. Mickey's Not So Scary or Mickey's Very Merry. As now, you can just catch them if you just keep waiting for a cavalcade. Like we saw.
We saw the entire. The villains cavalcade is. I actually had to look up who one of the villains was because I didn't recognize. Like, who's this guy?
Can I guess? Was it Bowler Hat Guy?
What's that?
Was it Bowler Hat Guy?
Bowler Hat Guy.
Yeah, I had to look it up. I'm like, what? Who is? I don't even know. But yeah, it's so the amount of characters they're bringing out is great.
Yeah.
Well,
oh yeah.
I would love to see a combination of the two. Maybe
what they do at Universal. Tell them what they do at Universal, Bridget.
So Universal, they have them up on a stage. So in Seuss Landing, the Grinch is up on a stage with the Cat in the Hat. They do shows that way also. So the Blues Brothers are up on a stage performing, and they have markers, and you stand on those markers. And you can get your picture taken, or you can listen to the Blues Brothers. Yep.
Now, I noticed they're
distant selfie.
They were doing that a little bit with like the Cadaver Dance. They were above the Bears.
Yeah.
So they were doing that, and they were also at the train station.
Right now, the Cadaver. No, there's no Cadaver Dance.
Yeah,
right now, the Dapper Dans are
now. Yeah.
Trolley.
Yeah,
well,
okay. So they've got their own cavalcade now.
And Chip and Dale are up on Chip and Dale are next to Country Bears.
Yeah, they were doing that for Halloween as well, as they had Chip and Dale up there in their Western gear.
Since they got rid of the
there's no water in Liberty.
Yeah, there was zero water there when we were there too.
But they were there in a boat in August, and then October they were next to Country Bear Jamboree.
Okay, yeah. In July they were. I didn't see Chip and Dale actually.
Oh yeah, they were in the boat going back and forth in the Tom Sawyer Island.
Oh, okay, in the raft.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or they were over at Aunt Polly's also, like waving to people from Aunt Polly.
Okay. Yeah, overall, though, I mean, I think they've really done, and, Mike's last comment about bringing them back to hug them, I agree there. I do miss that. I miss seeing the interactions with my little man. I've got some videos up on my channel about meeting Chewie and meeting Tigger and Pooh Bear, and I still tear up watching them. They're fantastic. The way that the cast members and the characters deal with, at that point he was a year old maybe, and they were just fantastic with him.
Yeah. To answer Will's question, I don't know if it's especially during Christmas. I bring my own hand sanitizer purposely. There were a few times, and maybe this is more for Christmas. During the morning, what?
You froze on my end. I didn't hear any of that.
Oh no. I don't know if this is per Christmas or not, but I did notice in October, when you started the day, the hand sanitizer was nice and full. Towards the end of the day, sometimes you did get off a ride and the hand sanitizer was kind of not working. So I did enjoy having my own at that time.
Now, I didn't notice that quite so much with the rides I rode. But I did notice, if you tell, and please, if you see one that's empty, tell a cast member. Because the thing is, a lot of people just don't tell the cast member. And so they go and they've got this well, they're not doing really well with hand sanitizer. Well, it's because they didn't know.
Yeah.
And if you tell them, I literally told one and I watched them radio for it to be filled.
Yeah.
They are very serious about having it there. But yeah, as Nina, we bring a spray sanitizer that kind of doubles as we get, I think it's at Bed Bath & Beyond, or not Bed Bath & Beyond.
Bath and Body Works.
There we go. That one. It's a Bath and Body Works one that you can, we kind of use it as a double to spray a table if we're not sure if it's been cleaned or not. So we can spray our little man's hands as well because it works way better than the gel for a young one. So yeah, we bring our own, but the amount of sanitizer that is there
is crazy.
Really amazing.
Yeah.
Also, Trader Joe's makes a spray hand sanitizer.
Okay.
If you have a Trader Joe's near you, it's like $1.99 a bottle. Just be careful. Make sure you get the hand sanitizer and not the room spray. Learn from my mistakes.
But it smells so wonderful.
They smell very similar too.
Yeah, that's actually the Bath and Body Works one. I think we have like grapefruit, and it actually is really nice.
It's grapefruit.
Yeah, it's really great. I don't mind it at all. What was that?
Mine's lavender.
Oh.
Okay.
I can't do lavender.
I get mine. We all carry it. So it's travel size lavender. It's by Honest, which we get at Target, in the baby section. But my kids and I each carry them in our park bag so that when the kids feel like they got off a ride and they touch something, my son also doesn't like the hand sanitizer things because he feels like it dries out his hands. So he carries his own spray and he will spray after every ride. And then you'll see him get out the Disney lotion. Right after. You do what you got to do, what you feel comfortable with, but Disney is 100% providing a buttload of hand sanitizer.
And maybe a metric buttload even.
Yeah. And they're cleaning like crazy, which is in all my videos. I actually will show you at all of my eating establishments. I will show you the cast members wiping down, and they are not doing like the quickie tabletop. They are doing chairs, the side, the rails.
I've had cast members stop me from sitting down somewhere and be like, give it a couple more minutes. Come sit here. I just cleaned this table instead.
Yeah, the cleaning that Disney has been going through is amazing. And we're talking about things like railings, and like you'll watch them spray and just go along a railing. It's amazing. Yes.
Are you about to? I was going to say, yes, you can, as long as it's under 1.7 ounces. No, 3 ounces? 2 ounces?
They might have raised it for hand sanitizer. It was
they raised it for a brief time, but I think they're making you check it now.
Yeah.
If it's above.
Yeah.
Right back here.
But so I find most hand sanitizers are within, like the ones you would carry on you are within that.
Yeah. So the big pump ones, you'll want to check those. And if you're going to do that, definitely put it in like a Ziploc. Oh, we got a 1 fluid ounce from Mike. Okay.
If it's travel size, you're fine. It's travel size. So like, that's why we purposely each carry one. So that way, if mommy uses too much of hers, I can borrow one of the kids. But we did not go through our one.
Just make sure you put it in a quart-size Ziploc bag along with all your other liquids.
As you're supposed to. I do not, because I'm a bad girl.
I don't either, but I'm pre-check. So since I have pre-check, you don't need it. I have, all of mine go in. I have a DOP kit, or they used to call it a DOP kit. It's a toiletries bag.
I still call it a DOP kit.
Yeah, it's a DOP kit. And it's an old military term. My father was Air Force. So, I go by that. The DOP kit, everything's in there. So if they really need to see something with pre-check, there you go. But yeah, I don't. And since I don't have to remove it from my bag because I'm pre-check, but that my DOP kit usually is in my check bag anyway. So
I think it's funny you said that. I did a toiletry video a while back where I show you what medical stuff I pack in my toiletry for emergencies, which we did when we got the flu, and it now works for COVID as well. And the whole video, I'm calling it my DOP kit. my medical DOP kit, right?
I've heard of DOP kit. I just never knew what it like stood for.
And that's just what I've always called it because I was also raised military. So I got like 3 comments on that video. What's a DOP kit? And I think right, DOP kit equals toiletry.
Yeah, toiletry bag. Yeah, I would say my dad was a Mickey's falling over. It's bedtime. So yeah, I call it a DOP kit. My dad was was Air Force and then went police afterwards. So it continued there for all.
Bridget, you want to answer this? You were there today.
Yes. So they do I was, like Nina said, I was there today. So security measures and temperature check, very similar to the parks. You're going to walk up. They're going to use is an infrared thermometer? I don't know. They stick this thing towards your forehead. They don't put it on your forehead, but near your forehead and go ahead. And then they have these dividers. We'll call them dividers.
They kind of look like the when you're walking out of a store, the little alarms. They look very similar to those. Yes,
they're blue, and there's 3 of them. So there's 1, 2, 3. So you can have 2 people going through at a time, and they just have these screens that they look at. And if you have any
aerosol cans, if you have any metal.
They were just saying you had a umbrella.
Or an umbrella.
You walk through it like this. And if it goes off, then they take you to the side and they go through your bag. Well, they have you put it in a bin and open it and take everything out. If it doesn't go off, you're good to go. And normally they'll say, you're good to go.
And we have a diaper bag with us. And there's a ton of stuff in there. And never have had a single issue with it. Yes, Nina.
I go off every single time, and I don't know why, but sometimes it's my zippers. One time it was my necklace.
With the new system?
Yep. One time it was a clip in my hair. It happened every single day in October, but it did not happen to my coworker, and it didn't happen to anyone else.
You're extra magnetic.
I'm an extra hot mess, but
my camera and my mini tripod will go off, but I just learned to do this and walk through it.
Oh yeah, I put everything in the stroller, all of my camera gear and everything, because I take 3 cameras with me, so I have a lot of gear, but it's all in the stroller. So
right
now, Mike, I know that you mentioned ECVs earlier. At Disney Springs today, they had people who had walkers. And they asked if they were able to walk without the walker, I noticed, and had them, so they moved the walker around and then had them walk through it. I assume because the walker is all metal, that would have set it off. I don't know.
Just gone through the opening door where they put strollers? Or is there not? Oh, you're talking about at Disney Springs. Maybe.
Yeah, Disney Springs. So they just pulled the walker around the side. They asked if he could walk without it, and he could.
Interesting.
I don't know what would have happened if he couldn't. I assume they would have wanded him.
Or scanned him.
Yeah, wanded him. But I didn't see. I did see people get like pulled to the side because their bags went off, but I didn't see them wanding anyone.
Overall, I know we're kind of saying that people are getting pulled aside and over whatnot. Overall, every time that we've gone through the new security, though, it has been
it's quick.
10 times faster.
Oh, nice.
And there's like no line, because even at high volume times, because people are moving through, and
there's no stopping. You just walk.
No. The only reason they're stopping for us is because we have we have the stroller, and we have to open up the canopy to make sure that they see nothing is in it. And they look underneath, because we have a little foldable diaper. It's a changing mat that holds diapers and wipes in it. So they want to see inside that just to make sure that there's nothing in it bad. So we have to stop only for that. But we're talking, when I say stop, I barely put the brake down, because I know that that's what they want. So I have that diaper thing in my hand, and as I'm stopping, I'm opening up the canopy to show them. And if you know that and can prep, you are through in a second. It's amazing.
And I was going to add, since I was stopped every single time, it got to the point where I would just say, where on my body? And they would point. And a couple of times it was just the zippers on my cargo pants. And they were like, oh, you're fine. You're good. I mean,
Do you have the zip off shorts? Be honest, Nina.
Not zip off shorts.
All right. Oh, no, I'm talking the pants that can become shorts.
No, I'm old school. I still wear cargos with zips.
Hey, I have the dad cargo pants. I mean, come on, because you have no clue how much stuff from a kid goes into cargo shorts.
I stuff my camera in there when I film and I have to quickly get on a ride. I'll shove my camera in the cargo. I mean, I'm using these pants for more than just pants.
Oh yeah, same here. So
they're more. That's the new advertisement. More than just pants. I don't go looking cute. I'm like there for business. I'm there to
t-shirt and shorts.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm t-shirt and shorts, but usually it's branded Who Dat Travel at this point, and cargos because I got a kid. So.
Mine is, how cool can I stay in the 2 hours I'll be here?
Oh, I can't. I'm like, I'm going to be here all day. There's no ears. There's just enough makeup that you can see over my mask because I'm filming. And it's me trying not to yell at my children. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, well, me, it's going, shh, little man, no.
I do the look of like, I'm filming.
Now, Mike, one thing to mention, I just realized you said coming from a resort. I assume coming from a resort is the same measure. However, I was parking in the parking garage, so I didn't notice it. And I didn't go down by the buses because I was parking in the garage.
No, I walked to Disney Springs last time, and we had to go through like the temperature check and not really security, but temperature check. And they do all of that even when you walk into Disney from.
Yeah, I noticed it because I was at Earl today.
Yep, that's where you walk in from those resorts.
Now they did have those dividers up, so.
Yeah, no, the buses, when you get off the bus, there's a security guard guy that guides you to the flow of traffic. And there's a point in between two buildings, and that's your only way to go through. And it's the same thing. It's the and then you walk through the.
Yep. Is it IDC and Coach?
I don't know what they are. I never pay attention.
Where it comes right out to like the Welcome Center?
I don't know if it's a Welcome Center. It's just
the twisty thing that you pull the water up on.
What?
The thing with the twisty thing that kids can turn and like pull the water up.
I haven't noticed that. No.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, but yeah, I've never taken a bus there either. So I've either driven or walked. So
it's a few places away from Blaze Pizza.
Yes. Okay. Exactly where it is. Where the Christmas tree is normally.
Yes.
Yep. IDC and Coach.
You are very welcome, Mike. We are doing this every week. So each week we will have our own sort of topic that we'll be talking about, but we will stop, as you saw, to answer your questions as we discuss. So today's topic was the difference between reopening and now. And next week we will discuss who knows what. Dining, resorts, pick a topic. But we're here to help you guys out because Disney is forever changing. And as Nick said in the beginning of all of this, we all come from a different place, from a different walk of life. And so we all have our different opinions and way to help you so that you can better manage how that works for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, I've got a little one, like, toddler. Nina's got a little bit older children, preteen. Yeah. So, and then Bridget is childless
and local.
So, I mean, we've got a lot of this. We got a lot of this covered. And we all have, I stay mainly off property. Nina's strictly on property. Bridget's at her house.
Whatever I can do.
Yeah. Or if she wants to get there. So we have a lot of this covered, and this is what we love to do. And we're not doing this to, well, of course we want to be the next, Casey Neistat on YouTube or Mr. Beast or PewDiePie, but seriously, none of those, Nina? Oh man. For me, we love helping people. So the more that you guys question and that kind of stuff, I'm using a power bank for my phone. What's a good tip to keep my My Disney app open and hear the notification of your phone if it's in a bag?
Now, are you saying the notifications from My Disney Experience or just like text messages, emails, that sort of thing?
I'm assuming he means notification like, hey, your meal's ready. Hey, it's time, your boarding group. I don't stick my phone in my bag. In fact, all of my bag videos, what I pack in my park bag videos, I always clearly mention the reason I did not pack my cell phone is because it doesn't go in my bag. It is always in my pocket. So my personal power bank is the exact same size as my phone. And I can literally just keep them side by side with the little charger connection and cargo pants.
See,
And they normally in my back pocket.
Mine is in my stroller. So with a little bit longer one that I put in my stroller, and then my phone.
You, right? So you can
it's right in front of me, and usually the phone is still in my pocket because I don't have one of those fancy Apple IDs or watches. So I always do my steps with my phone, and my wife and I have a competition of how many steps we can do at Disney. So, so if it's in my stroller, it doesn't count the steps. So I keep it in my pocket. But I have 3 different power banks because I charge cameras that way too. But I usually only use one. I've got more of them there, but I have a 20,000 milliamp that I use, and I can charge 3 cameras and 2 phones all day with it.
Yeah.
So
I think it's called like a 5-day charger. So I can charge all of my equipment in that one day, but it's considered a 5-day charger. Like it has enough juice to last a normal person for 5
days. I was looking for mine. It's actually downstairs right now. But yeah, mine's just a little bit larger than my phone. But yeah, I can last charging all of my cameras and my phones, my phone, my wife's phone. I can last at least 2 days, and a normal person could probably do 5.
Right.
So,
purchase one of those clear lanyards that hold your phone for when it rains. I think it just makes you look like a tourist, to be honest.
Yeah. Most phones, if you have again, tech geek, most phones, if you've bought them within the last 2 to 3 years, are water resistant, up to at least dunking them. So really, even when the bad rains, you're still pretty good if it's within the last probably 3 years.
Mike, you also have to remember when it's raining, you're not normally out walking around. You're in a merchandise
hiding for cover.
Hiding for cover. And rain is
on a ride. So if it is getting wet, it's only getting wet for a short period of time. And like Nick said, if it is a newer phone, you should be fine.
Right. And it's in my packing videos as well. I pack an umbrella versus a poncho, and that's because of my camera equipment. So even if it's just sprinkling, I will still get out the umbrella and at least hold it over my phone. And you can.
And I do a foldable rain jacket because the pocket zip, and I can put my phone in one and my camera in the other.
Yeah, we're foldable rain jackets as well. The ones that'll Patagonia has some really great ones that'll pack just about that big. And then they'll clip.
Academy also makes them if you have them.
Okay. I would say I know my wife has a Patagonia that she loves. And I've got a Helly Hansen that doesn't pack as well, unfortunately. I love the Helly, but they just don't pack as well. So
I would kill for any type of Helly jacket.
Oh, they're fantastic. The only thing because I live in the Midwest where we're in a snow belt, I've got a Canada Goose that I have the full parka because it gets cold where I am. So
not that cold.
I
was going to say, Mike, the only time I actually use that clear lanyard thing is on a cruise. And
do you use the phone one though, or do you just use the one that comes with like the Castaway key, or not Castaway key?
If I'm going in the water or I'm keeping it by the chair, sometimes we just stick it in the pouch just to be safe from kids running by covered in sand and water, and I don't want it to get in my phone. It's not because I'm actually submerging in the ocean, but I do have one of those. Will wants to know.
We're going to have to turn this over to the local if she's been there. I've watched some videos on it.
It's different because I did it today. It's actually a scavenger hunt this year where you get a prize at the end.
How much does this cost, and do you get a map? Is it like the other?
Nina, you just froze up. Give me 1 split second. I'm going to get all the information for you guys.
Am I still frozen, Nick?
Nope, you're good.
What I was asking her is if it was like when you hunt for Remy or when you hunt for Chip and Dale.
I believe that it's free from what I was looking. I can't wait to do it when we get down there. There's 12 trees, and she's got the little brochure there. Now, Bridget, do you pay for that, or is it a free thing?
It's all free.
Okay, so it's unlike when you're looking for like Remy and whatnot. It's okay.
So you can go to 3 different locations. You can pick it up from House of Blues Music Hall, from the Welcome Center, or from the Photo Pass Studio.
Nice. Okay.
There we go. There's 12 trees. You get 12 different stickers, and you put them where the trees are.
Nice. Okay. So it's similar to Festival of the Holidays, Remy.
Yeah. But what's cool also on the back, there's all these coupons, discounts.
Nice.
So like, for example, Chicken Guy, save 10% on your order. Enjoy 10% off Blaze Pizza. Enjoy a free bar bite with a $20 purchase at CityWorks.
Now, is that 10% on top of your AP discount, or is that?
I didn't ask, but I assume not, because
I'm assuming not as well. But it's the worst thing they can say is no.
Yeah, like Alex and Ani receive 20% off full priced Alex and Ani merchandise when this offer is presented at the time. Or the Spice and Tea Exchange. Enjoy a free gift with any purchase when you visit the Spice and Tea Exchange. So pretty good deals, especially if you're not an annual pass holder to begin with. Most of these deals are similar to the annual pass discount. But at the end...
Yeah, spoiler alert, I want to see what she gets. If you don't want to know, close your eyes.
Yeah, close your eyes. You get
this.
Oh, wait, this doesn't work. Oh. Oh, very cool.
Okay.
The only thing that I don't like is that they could just do this and be able to use them next year.
One year we did everyone's frozen. One year we did the Christmas, the normal one, and we got the rare wedding something. It was a special actual pin, like a Disney pin with the Mickey Mouse back.
Oh, wow.
It was fairy tale weddings, and they were only for that day, and it was the Cinderella's carriage.
Where was this, Nina?
At Disney Springs, when they had the normal tree, whatever it was used to call.
Trail?
Sure.
I didn't know they ever did that, but that's cool.
It was for like one day. It was a special pin because they were advertising the fairy tale weddings that day.
Oh, the like holiday fairy tale way. That's cool.
And it's a really pretty pin. And we went several times. We got several pins.
I'll buy one off you.
And they were like, oh, Christmas trees, fake snow. Let's do it.
There is still Snope at Disney Springs, just so everyone knows.
The Snope. Is there any at Disney itself that you've seen yet?
I haven't seen it at Magic Kingdom.
Okay.
And I've been there twice.
The Snope for those of you who don't know, we're talking about the Disney Snow. Disney Snow, the way that they're doing it, it's soap. And it can get in your eyes. It does hurt a little bit. But it's still... Yeah, don't taste it either. Don't try to catch... us Midwesterners will catch snow on our tongue. Don't eat yellow snow. We'll give you all the tips. But yeah, don't taste this stuff either. It's pretty soapy. Yes, Nina.
It is snowing at Frozen Sing Along.
Ah, okay.
I haven't been to Hollywood Studios yet.
Well, it snows.
Yeah, unfortunately, Mike, it's not there.
Yet, at least we don't know. Maybe they'll do it.
Yes, you can. Instead of trading directly with cast members, they have pin boards set up at special locations.
And they do disinfect the pins that they put up there.
Well, that's good to know.
Yes.
And you don't hand your pin to them. You have to like put it in a bucket or something.
Yep. Yeah, you put it in a container, and then they take those and they disinfect them.
Right. So they are doing pin trading. It's not that it's few and far between, but it kind of is. It's not as prevalent as it was before.
Yep. Mike, however, you can buy a Snope machine or a Snope wand through Disney.
You can.
Oh,
they're like $29.
So is it kind of like a bubble machine or the bubble wand?
It looks just like the bubble wand.
Nice.
I almost bought one. And then they said it was $29. And I went, I'm good.
I really want to buy one and cause trouble, but it's so annoying because it can get all over the camera lens. So I'm just
I said in my video, my merchandise video where I mention it, I go, I could have my own personal flurry.
You could all be like Olaf.
There we go.
Very exciting.
Well, we've been on for an hour and a half.
For starting 40 minutes late.
Yeah, so I'm hearing my little man, and it's probably time for me to go at least.
Well, we didn't start by introducing ourselves too much, so why don't we do a brief of what our channel is about and what's coming up all at the same time?
Fair enough. Bridget, do you want to start with that?
Sure. So hi guys, I'm Bridget. I'm from Bridget's Buzz. Obviously, I'm a local Orlando. I'm a local Floridian to the Orlando area. I've been awake for too many hours at this point. And I love to film theme park and content related to the Florida area. All theme parks are fun theme parks. I've covered Universal, Disney, Busch Gardens, SeaWorld, you name it, as well as a lot of fun towns that are somewhat local to the Orlando area. For example, I've covered St. Augustine and some of the fun things to do there. Normally I post every Monday, but there will be a couple bonus videos coming up over the next couple of weeks, including I will have the Christmas cavalcades from the Magic Kingdom going live on my channel tomorrow morning. And it's really cool. They're so cute. It took everything in my adult being to not cry during them. And you can see some of the really great interactions. And I'll give you a little hint. You will get to see the man himself, Santa Claus. So that'll be on my channel tomorrow morning.
Fantastic. And what's up, everybody? I'm Nick from Who Dat Travel. Who Dat Travel is we've talked about a travel channel. So I do things not just Disney, but I do very heavily Disney because, well, my family loves Disney. I have as you've heard, a 16-month-old that, well, be 17 months here in just a minute, a couple days here. And so he's been to Disney a lot. So we do Disney. We do, when travel opens back up, we'll be doing more things. Yeah, hopefully. As I mentioned earlier in the video, we'll potentially be living down in Florida for a month in an RV. So we'll do how we work from an RV and still go to Disney and do local things down in Disney away from our home. There are talks about other places like maybe Hawaii even, because I can work from home and my wife can work from home. So, or work from anywhere that there's an internet connection for the most part in the United States. So we're going to be doing stuff like that. Upcoming next on the channel is a lot of reviews of our things toddler friendly. I've got a couple different restaurants, Homecoming, the Chef de France, and I've got some of those because there's a lot of reviews on them, but we've got a toddler in tow. So are these things really friendly? Are the staff friendly for it? So we've got that coming up here in the next few weeks. And generally I release videos on Mondays. So And Mermaid Nina, how about you, ma'am?
Awesome. First, before I forget, I want to thank everyone for watching tonight. Please stay tuned for the following weeks as we will just keep doing this and doing this. So as the word gets out, we hope to answer as many questions as possible. So Mike, for sure, thank you for sticking around, and Will as well. So please keep checking us out week after week. And please like this video, comment if you can, and subscribe to us all. The description of the other 2 channels is down below. And of course, this is my channel. So if the subscribe button is red, you just click it, turn it gray, and we're good to go. As far as my channel, I am a travel channel. So you will see all sorts of travel. I always say world, land, or sea. It will be on my channel. But Disney World is what's open. So that is what's all over my channel right now. And as you heard, I was there in August. I was there in October, and I will be there again in a few weeks. So Christmas, Halloween, summer, it's all on there. And I will be giving tips and tricks along the way. I am a travel agent. So if anyone's looking to book a trip and needs some extra special help, that is exactly what I do for a living, actually. And you're very welcome, Mike. Thanks for stopping by. Please come back for sure.
For some reason, breaking the song right. You're welcome. Sorry.
So up on my channel is basically my October trip, which was last week. So I just posted Animal Kingdom. Hollywood Studios came out on Tuesday. Hollywood Studios Part 2 comes out Friday. I'm simultaneously posting all the resorts I stayed at, since I did stay at 4. Once I'm done with the Disney, you will see Universal Orlando vlogs pop up, because I did do both, but I'm trying to get through them all because I need a blank slate for when I go to Disney World here in a few weeks to show you the magic of Christmas. So lots of stuff happening for sure. So yeah, what should we do next, Nick?
Probably our goodbyes. As sad as those are.
We hate saying goodbye, but Nick and I both have kids, and Bridget's got to work.
And it's not goodbye. It's see you real soon.
It's see you real soon.
Exactly. So, Bridget, how do you normally end your channels or your videos on your channels?
So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. And this is Bridget's Buzz.
Thanks, everybody, for watching, and we'll see you real soon.
Thanks again, everyone. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Yeah. So mahalo for watching, guys. Nina out. Bye. See you guys next